with everything that's going on currently in the nation, with everyone protesting and fighting for equality on behalf of Mr. George Floyd and what happened, I want to take a moment to reflect on why I started this channel and why I named the channel Minds in Motion. If you guys have followed me for a while, then you've probably seen some of my previous videos where I talk about this in the past, why I started my channel. As a black woman, there was not many examples for me as others that were investing and others that were sharing their personal finance experiences. I grew up in a single family household, not with my mom, not with my dad, but I was raised by my grandmother. And unfortunately, my daughter, she's growing up as a statistic also. Even though I have a spouse, my ex-husband, her father, is currently serving 7 years in prison. And I'm going to tie that into why I named my channel Minds in Motion. We as a race of black people have been stagnant mentally for a very long time. We were once enslaved physically, but once we were released from physical enslavement, we were still enslaved mentally. We were still being enslaved through injustices and through the law and many other ways that black people have been enslaved. So that's the reason that I wanted to start this channel, and that's the reason why I named this channel Minds in Motion. Because one, I wanted to be able to help people that look like me get their minds in motion, get their money in motion, get their finances in motion, and just have a better life, a better way of living. And two, I wanted to create a movement. I wanted to create a legacy where I can go into the black communities and I can do seminars and teach others that look like me how to better manage their money, how to make their money work for themselves, and just how to be a better person overall, how to deal with the many things that we have to deal with in life as black people. So today we're going to be reviewing the SoFi Invest portfolio. Again, if you're new to the channel, I am Marie Brown. This is my channel, Minds in Motion, where we talk about personal finances, investing, and how to become the best version of ourselves. Let's look at the SoFi Invest portfolio. Is new to investing and looking to start investing, this is a great platform to start with. The SoFi Invest brokerage account allows you to invest in fractional shares as well as whole shares. Also, you're able to buy ETFs, as well as they do offer IRA accounts, both Roth and traditional accounts as well. So looking at the account, I started this portfolio around the beginning of September of 2019. As you can see, my total contribution is $1,215. And you can see that far as market gains, I am up $72.09. However, total dividends paid into this portfolio since existence is $11.85, which brings me to about 6.5% gain in this portfolio total. In this portfolio, I am mainly invested in growth companies. I did have a lot of other positions, but I have been selling out of these positions, far as mostly the dividend stocks that I owned in this portfolio, and I purchased those fractional shares in my Fidelity account instead, and I'm trying to focus this particular portfolio on mainly growth stocks. I think PPCN made a great point in reference to investing in fractional shares. Rather than waiting to buy a full share of Apple, which is now going at $331.50, someone who is just beginning their investment journey and they want to invest in a company like Apple, they can start with however much money they have in order to get started on their investment journey rather than waiting until they have $331 to buy a share of Apple. They can start with just $31 and start investing in Apple. So that will be the first position that we look at. And I do invest $25 a week into this portfolio every single week. And as you can see, as far as Apple goes, my total equity in Apple is $130.07. I am up $22.07 for a 20.44% gain. Then we have the Vanguard ETF BND. This ETF does pay dividends monthly. As you can see, I own a little over 1.5 shares of this particular ETF. My total value is $136.75. I am up $2.74 for a positive 2.04% gain. Then we have Tesla. Tesla is another awesome growth company, in my opinion. As you can see, it is currently going for $885.66. As you can see, my total value in Tesla is $137.94. I am up $45 or a 48.42% gain. Then we have VU, which is the S&P 500 ETF. And as you can see, it is currently trading at $293.61. My total value is $58.49. I am up $2.49 for a 4.45% gain. Then we have Amazon, another awesome growth company. My total equity is $103.47. Again, I mean, not even most average investors have $2,000 to invest in one share of Amazon. So if I consistently invest in Amazon over time, I can own a full share of Amazon based on how I deposit equity into this account. So I am currently up $13.83 for a 15.43% gain. Then we have 3M, which is a dividend king. I currently have $37.04 in equity. I am up $2.04 for a 5.83% gain. My only play in the MJ industry is the REIT IIPR. My current equity is $28.16. This particular stock is very volatile. It's constantly up and down. I am just getting back in the positive with this particular stock. So as you can see, I'm up 16 cents for a 0.57% gain. Then we have JP Morgan Chase. I am currently down 53 cents for a negative 1.89%. Then we have Berkshire Hathaway B shares. I did buy this one in the Fidelity portfolio because it was at a better price. So I'm not sure if I'm going to sell out of this position when I get into positive or if I'm going to continue to also hold this in this particular portfolio. But this is the Berkshire B shares. It is currently trading at $200.66. My total equity is $23.29. I am down $2.71 for a negative 10.72% return. Then we have Costco's. My total equity is $57.30. I am up $2.30 for a positive 4.18%. Then we have McDonald's. I also own McDonald's in the Fidelity portfolio as well. Once I'm up on this particular position, because I also own it in the Fidelity portfolio and it is a dividend stock, I will probably just sell out of this particular position and continue to invest in the Fidelity portfolio in my McDonald's position. But as you can see, currently I have $21.80 in equity. I am down $1.20 for a negative 5.22% return. Then we have Verizon. Verizon is another one that I'm going to be buying in my Webull Roth IRA account. So I am going to be starting to buy that position soon. So I'm going to probably sell out of this position, out of this portfolio, because again, I just want to focus mainly on growth stock. But as you can see, my total equity is $21.48. I am down 52 cents for a negative 2.36% return. Pfizer is another one that I'm going to also be buying in my Webull IRA account as well. Currently, my total equity is $25.62. I am down $1.38 for a negative 5.11% return. Netflix, I own $81.85 in equity. I am up $5.85 for a positive 7.70% return. Then we have Intuitive. I have $30.98 in equity. I am up $1.98 for a positive 6.83% return. Waste Management is another one that I'm going to be selling out of in this portfolio because I do own it in the Fidelity account. And then Kroger's, as you can see, I own 3.4 shares of Kroger. I'm going to continue to hold this one in the portfolio, even though it is a dividend stock. I am currently at $111.18 in equity. I'm up $3.18 for a positive 2.94% return. Then we have Microsoft. As you can see, I hold $42.56 in equity. I am up $3.52 for a positive 9.13% return. Caterpillar is another one that I own in the Fidelity account. So once I'm positive, I'll be selling out of this one as well. Citibank is another one that once I'm positive, I'll be selling out of. UPS is another one. Wells Fargo, IBM. I'm going to start buying more shares of IBM. And Coca-Cola I will be selling out of as well because I own this in the Webull brokerage account. American Airlines, finally these airline stocks are trying to move to the positive, but I have such a small position. I will be selling out of this airline stock. NRZ, same thing. I have such a small position. It's just been in the negative with all the, pandemic stuff. So I will be selling out of this position. Also, Southwest, I'll be selling out of this position as well. BP, I'll be selling out of this position. VEA, I will continue to hold this in this portfolio. And the reason why I want to hold some ETFs in this portfolio with these growth stocks is just to bring some balance to the portfolio. So I will be investing more in this particular ETF. Iron Mountain, I will be selling out of this position. ExxonMobil, I will be selling out of this position because I own ExxonMobil in my Webull Dividend Aristocrat portfolio. And then we have Activation Blizzard. This is one of the newer positions in the portfolio. As you can see, my total equity is $49.26. I am up $1.26 for a positive 2.62% return. And then Roku is another one of the newer positions in the portfolio. Even though Roku has been down these last few weeks, I think that Roku is still a good position or a good stock to own because the thing about Roku is they make TVs. They have their adapter that you can put on any TV. And even though they are in competition with like Amazon and Hulu and Disney Plus and Netflix, the thing about Roku is you can subscribe to any of those particular streaming services through Roku. But you cannot get Roku on Netflix, or you can't get Roku on Amazon. So that is the portfolio in its entirety. If you guys haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, like this video and leave a comment below because it does help with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and have an amazing day.